What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be taking a look at a hotly awaited survival game called Nested Lands. This is a game that, from what I've played so far, kind of reminds me of Medieval Dynasty or something like Bellwright, but set inside of a Black Plague apocalypse where there's undead and all kind of nasty things around. So it's taking that core Medieval Dynasty idea of you being a character who's running a village and setting up work schedules and going out and adventuring and doing quests, delivering stuff, things of that nature. But the universe is much more hostile because there's a lot more nasty things out there than some guy with a pointy stick trying to take your stuff. The developers gave me access to the playtest this morning, shortly after you guys suggested it multiple times over the course of the last week or so. So I figured we'd dive in for about 30 minutes to see if it's something you wanted to add to your wish list or otherwise pass on. If after watching this you did want to play the game, the playtest is on Steam right now. You can go sign up for that and give it a whack, and you can verify the things I'm saying in this video if you wanted to. But let's dive on in, and let's see if it's worth our time and if the game seems interesting.
The world is dead. It died 20 years ago, when the Death Plague was born. It came for all, killing indiscriminately. It killed the poor, it killed the rich, the powerful, and the powerless. For a time, there was resistance, hope, but only for a time. When King Roderick II fled the capital, chaos became the only remaining rule. The kingdom of Zakna turned on itself, like a beast consuming its own flesh. Suffering became the new norm until we could endure it no longer. That is why I decided to sail to the ancestral home of my family, to Norovalir. Yet I fear I've come to find only more misery. Bandits and savages swarm the land, preying on the poor survivors. Destruction adorns the landscape, leaving only ruins to spare. Yet I must not surrender to despair. I have come with a dream, bound by blood, to start my own village, to have a place that is safe, truly safe. To use the ancestral bell of our people as a beacon of security, a beacon of light amongst the darkness. It is up to me to find allies here, amidst all the rotting corpses. Only together can we hope to tame these nested lands. In it last day. That was quite a crash back there. How you feeling? A little better?
I'm fine. What happened to my boat?
Hey, our character talks, dude. That's a first. Nowadays, every video game seems to do the Zelda thing where you're just a silent protagonist that stands there without reacting to stuff other people do.
Destroyed, I'm afraid. You're stuck here now, same as I. The name's Boulder, by the way.
This is Norovalir.
It is. We are currently in the island of North Plains, tamest. Although you've managed to land in probably the worst part of it.
What do you mean? Are we in danger?
No immediate danger, at least. Get up. We can talk about it later. For now, I managed to salvage some of your things. There's some food, drink, and a tunic for you to wear. They're in your backpack, over there.
Thank you for saving my life.
Not sure I really did that, but you're welcome. Now, up you go.
Cool. And now we're officially inside of the game. The first big problem that I ran into while testing this game on out is that the game does not have a mouse sensitivity slider available anywhere. And so you can't adjust the actual sensitivity of your mouse, which is a problem because the opening sensitivity of the mouse is positively glacial. Like, it's really, really bad. I don't know if they intended for the game to be played mostly using a controller or what, but I've gotten around the issue by going to the living room and getting the mouse out of the living room, that I use for work when I'm working late at night. I have 2 computers. I have one in the living room and one in here, so that when I'm recording, I'm in here, but when I'm doing all my research and whatnot, I can do it in the living room without locking myself in the office for 12 hours at a time, so that I can maintain some semblance of a marriage. And this has a DPI slider on it. I've cranked it up to the max. The downside to that is I'm going to look really clumsy with the mouse when we're inside of menus, because the DPI, it cycles through all the settings instead of just like a click on the side. So it's going to be a pain in the ass to keep shifting it back and forth, so I'm just going to leave it maxed out.
You're not looking so hot. Seems like you messed yourself up pretty bad there.
Yeah, I'm not feeling very well.
No wonder, given how hurt you are. And you see those boxes over there? Look for some cotton in them. You should be able to make bandages with it.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Just give me a second.
Don't take too long. If you don't treat that wound soon, you'll end up just another corpse in this accursed place. Also, we should probably head out of here soon. There's a gate up ahead. Meet me there once you're healed.
Sure, I'll see you there.
If there's one skill that I picked up over the course of my long life, it's the ability to act like a human loom and convert raw materials into manufactured objects. So cotton's inside of there. Let's chug forward. We'll loot a couple more boxes, throw a band-aid on the old boo-boo, and hopefully that'll get us feeling better. Any more crates around here, or is that all they're going to give me? There's one back here. Is there anything off to the side over here? Nope, blocked off. Okay, well then I'll loot the final crate, and then we'll make those bandages, and then hopefully everything will work out okay. Cotton bandage, right there, easy peasy inside the crafting menu. I'll whip up 2 of those. Health meter at the bottom of the screen. That took us up to like half health. We're mostly patched up now. Oh my god, the frame chug. That's another thing that I've noticed while fooling around with the game. This has been a repeating problem in the last couple videos, hasn't it? Every now and again, the game will chug its frame rate down, like you just saw right there on screen. This is with a 4090 and a rig that is completely optimized for streaming so that I get good frame rates while encoding. They're going to need to work on the performance a little bit, largely because I don't mind frame chuggies altogether that much personally, but what this game does is that if you have a mouse input going in when one of those frame chuggies happens, it queues up the mouse input to be executed after the frame rate recovers, which means that while you're running around, occasionally it'll chug, and then your camera will be like, "Nyeh," up to the sky, and then you've just got to like fix. It's very, very jarring, so that's going to need to be fixed post-haste.
Oh, feeling better. That's good, because we've got another problem. The damn bandits that threw me in this dump seem to have blocked the exit. We have no chance of survival here. With this many corpses, it won't be long before the death plague shows its putrid visage here. We need to leave. We need to do it now.
Don't worry. I can take care of myself.
Can you? You won't mind looking around for some materials. Wood and stone, mostly.
There it is. They're doing the survival game thing. They're making me whittle an axe out of random rocks that I found on the ground.
What are you going to do?
I need to make sure there's no one waiting for us on the other side of this gate. We don't want to escape just to get killed, do we?
I suppose not. Yeah, give me some time. I'll be back with that axe.
Voice acting surprisingly okay, though. Of all the things that I've noticed in my first 30 minutes with the game, voice acting seems to be okay. The main character kind of sounds like Sean Bean a little bit, doesn't he? And we got some berries right there. I'll definitely take those. Let me gather up all the stuff for our axe, and then I'll just come back and edit it on out once we've got this thing made. And just like that, we are ready to rock. It wants me to make some wood pieces first, but I think those are at the top of the list up here. We'll break out the wood pieces, and then we should be good for an axe, but not a stone pickaxe actually ready to go too. I'll make one of those while we've already got the one tool. We might as well make another one. Maybe I'll whip out a knife while I'm over here too, so I don't have to do it later. I don't know. Let's go up to the inventory. I'll throw on my axe real fast. And is there a way to add this to like this wheel over here? Oh, I can. Very nice. If I put that like right there, will it work? Or is the axe kind of like a default weapon? Must be like a default weapon. All right, let's move forward. Let's have a look at this thing. It's a pretty nice axe for something that you just put together with your thumbs and a whole bunch of stuff you found in the dirt. I don't think I could do better. Gate destruction! Not a lot of impact to that so far, but maybe the impact will show up once we get into combat. Put the axe away real fast. I guess I'll just chug through here. Yeah.
Good job with that axe. It cut through that gate like it was nothing. Not sure it was the weapon or the wielder, though.
Thanks, Boulder. We need to decide what to do now. It won't be long before nightfall.
That it won't, and we really don't want to be left wandering around after dark. There's a place not far from here where we could spend the night. There used to be a village there a long time ago.
There was a village there? With people?
There was a village there, yes. It was a long time ago. Everyone who lives there is either dead or has become a memory in someone else's story. Still, it should be safe, at least for now.
Safe is all I care about right now.
Lead the way.
Onwards we go then. I'll fall in behind. Is that a lootable right there? Ooh, it is. Nice. Give me the lootables real fast. I want the lootables just in case. I'm just going to follow Baldur because the last time I played through this, all of these little side areas didn't really have anything going on inside of them, and I'm trying to get you guys to the base building portion of the game.
That tower. The bandits that destroyed my village locked us here to watch as we starved and killed each other. I hope those bastards got what was coming to them.
Sure. That sort of villainy can't be left unanswered. You got to get in there, hit them with a shiv, come up with some prison tactics, maybe whittle yourself a trebuchet, and then knock them off their perch.
Keep an eye open for any iron scraps you can find. Most chests will have some, so it's always a good idea to check.
Okay, let's go through all the loot. So we've got a box over here, and as he predicted, like a prophet, like Nostradamus, there was metal inside that crate. Who would have ever guessed that the thing that he said would be inside the crate would actually be there? Wild. I know, unexpected. A few more things over here, though, too. Let's get a... Oh, my God. Camera! Camera! Okay, I got the stuff, but it took a little bit of funky camera work in order to get it there.
It's been here since before the outbreak. Can you believe that? It's one of the several places that still remain after so many years. The island is full of them, and if you're lucky, you might just find something worthwhile in the remains.
So when looting things that are inside, these little tents are going to show up all over the place with loot inside of them. It doesn't like to target select the loot when it's inside of a tent for some reason. However, if you accidentally clip the camera through the top of the tent, it works perfectly fine. So I'm guessing it has to do with some kind of collision or something inside the canopy of the tent, but I couldn't really tell you more than that. Once again, another one of those polish issues that they're definitely going to want to get sorted out before a commercial release. You want the basic core gameplay to be snappy, responsive, and easy to interact with.
Someone dear can break a man in more ways than one. I suppose it was just too much for him to take.
Okay, are we just not going to talk about the fact that there's a bald guy in a shorty skirt ready for the weekend walking past us as we're gazing upon this dead guy?
The death plague can kill us in more ways than one, too. Taking away our hope is a gentler path towards oblivion, but one filled with no less pain.
I want to talk to that guy. That guy's clearly the main character. Wait. Oh, I thought he died. I thought he just walked past me, then fell over dead. Hey. Okay, he's got nothing to say. Flashed us a little bit of a look at his beans right there for a second, though, and that was a freebie. He didn't even charge us for it. Normally, there's some economy involved in an exchange like that.
Look at this place. Once full of people, laughter, and life. Now it's nothing more than an empty shell. Look around if you like. There's probably something useful here. Food, resources, or even weapons. Who knows? Just don't take too long. You never know what danger lie waiting in the dark.
Alright. I will get to work looting this entire place, and I suppose I'll just check back with all of you once I have the spoils. Alright, lots of metal, so that'll probably be nice once we get to the point where we're going to start putting together broadswords and all that kind of fun stuff. But for the moment, let's just advance this thing along, shall we? Looks like there's at least one building still standing. It's got a bit of a Donner Party vibe going on with it, though, that makes me not trust that roof. Oh, well.
And here we are, my old village. The world is dead, but we are not.
Is that a saying?
I don't think it is.
A reminder my father once told me. It means that no matter how many times the world casts you down, if you don't give up, you can rise again, stronger than before.
Okay, hear me out. Alternatively, you can just stay down and sleep there. You can just sleep there, wrap up in some blankets, keep sleeping in that spot, and then develop an alcohol problem. Huh?
I had forgotten the words. I had given up.
And now?
Now I'm here with you, and I've been wondering, why did you come to Norvalir? I've heard the death plague is even worse on the continent, but sailing here alone could have easily gotten you killed, right?
It was my parents' idea. They were born here and thought that this was the only place where they could start a village and actually make it work. When they got infected, I swore I'd make their dream come true for them.
So you're here to start a village, recruit people, keep them safe, punish traitors, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I know it sounds childish. But I promised them. In fact, I could use the help of someone who knows the lay of the land. I don't suppose you know someone like that?
I don't know. I'm not exactly known for being a good leader. I admit, I know how to keep a village going on a day-to-day basis, but when the time comes to make big decisions, I freeze up.
Then just leave that stuff to me. You can stay in the village and let me know if anything important happens when I come back from exploring. What do you say?
I'm not sure. Look, just make a campfire and a tent for now. Get some rest. I'll sleep on it.
All right. I'll circle back to it tomorrow then.
Alright, so now we're getting into the meat of it. And how long has it been? I don't know. I haven't been watching the timer right now, so I don't know how far into the video we are. But I'm going to take a rough stabby guess here that they want me to build a campfire. And luckily enough, I have all the stuff for the campfire. So I'll just plop it down. Probably like in this spot, I guess, looks okay to me. And it looks like it has 8 positions you can play around with. So there's our campfire. Cool. Do I have to assemble it? I do. So I need 3 firewood. I think I've still got some logs left on me, so that should be easy to put together for the moment. Okay, I'm guessing my second here just came by to rub his junk on the top of my head as some kind of dominance move. And now we've got a blazing fire ready to go. We can use it for cooking, we can get light at night. All right, good stuff. And then we also needed a traveler's tent. How do we make a traveler's tent here? I'll probably just rotate this back this way. And I gotta make sure I'm sort of like lined up with the fire over here. There we go. Lined up with the fire. So I need wood pieces, reed fibers, and fiber ropes. Okay, let me see if I've got that stuff available. So unfortunately, while I have the main body of stuff, I don't know where to get reed fibers from. Probably down near water would be my estimate. This is what the world map looks like for right now, and it looks like they've got it populated with a decent amount of points of interest. It also looks like we've got opportunities to maybe recruit people from that village over there. I'm going to head to the southeast, though, I think, and see if I can find reeds down there by the water. I think that may be our best bet for right now. There we go. They weren't down by the water, but I found the reeds, but it's getting really late at night, so let's just throw together this tent and get some sleep under our belt, because I think I've got like every single meter diminishing at a rate very rapidly. They're all going down quickly, and I would rather not die on my first night inside the survival game. That would be a little tiny bit embarrassing. Let's get next to the fire real quick. It looks like we've got a number of meters in the bottom left. Looks like food, water, energy, and warmth. And it looks like they fill up. I did eat some food and I did drink some water. I don't know how much it's helping right now increase my meter, but I could eat more, I guess. And then let's finish up this tent real quick. And we'll get ourselves a little siesta before we go into full-on adventure mode tomorrow and try to put something together that's a little bit more fun, a little bit more exploratory. Cool. Tent's good to go. Yes, sleep until my energy is recovered inside my weird little straw tunnel that I've constructed for myself. So at 5:15 the next morning, we finally awakened. I think the first thing that I need to do, it's a little bit dark out here, but I need to go down to the lake and get myself something to drink. Otherwise, that thirst meter is not going to resolve itself. I did placate myself on the hunger front by eating about 1 million apples. The downside there is I need to be no further than like 10 feet away from a bathroom for probably the next 4 to 6 hours until it passes. That's what happens, dude. I have one rule in life: never eat more than 2 apples. Every time you eat more than 2 apples, that's it, bro. You're gonna spend at least like an hour on the toilet. I don't know what it is about apples. It wants me to place my village center. I think a good spot for the village center. I mean, I can't really tell what's the front of it and what's the back of it. That's got to be like the front of it right there. So we'll put it right here facing that way towards the fire. And we'll get that built, although the book is facing this way. That's fine. That makes it look kind of like an altar that overlooks the rest of the village. Like I have a little mayoral stall where everybody can come visit me at. I need ropes, I need logs, and I need wood pieces. Should be easy enough. Let's have a look at these chopping animations. Okay. Not the best, but certainly not the worst chopping animations I've ever seen either. Lighting transition needs a little bit of work right there. Much too jarring. It needs to be a little bit smoother. Tree is officially down. I don't know if this is a Valheim type situation where I gotta duck and dodge the thing to avoid getting murdered. But it wasn't relevant right there, so I'm not gonna worry about it for right now. I think we should have enough logs to make this thing happen. That tree was actually fairly generous. When you guys were in school, did you ever read that book, The Giving Tree, dude? I always hated that book. That tree gave up everything for that little kid. Literally ended his own life in order to make that little kid's life better. And then does he get any thanks for it? No. At the end of the book, the little kid comes back and rubs his ass all over him. Hate that book, dude. I don't know what message that book was trying to send, but it was a crappy message. I think I have all the stuff crafted that we need right now. So let's throw that on the altar over here and just kind of see how it feels. There you go. Put that thing together. Yup. That looks like a central municipal point for administration to me.
Now that's a sight I never thought I'd see again. A village center. The dream lives on, and despite it all.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about all the people who didn't make it here. Anyway, it's time to focus on the present. We have a moment to rest, if you need it. Otherwise, it's best to keep moving.
What's our next step?
Well, the two of us hardly constitute a village, right? We need to recruit more people.
Makes sense. I'll take care of it.
Hold your horses. If you want to recruit someone, you need to build them a house first. If they don't have a place to sleep, they won't even consider joining up.
I don't even have a house yet. How are they going to be homeowners before I get to be a homeowner? I'm the leader of the village.
No need for anything too fancy just yet. Just build a place for a person to live. And then we can talk about actually finding someone.
See? I knew we'd work well together.
I'll be back soon.
Okay, so we unlock new buildings, and yes, they get a full-fledged Lincoln-style log cabin, while my idiot ass is sleeping inside the medieval equivalent of just a strawy, nasty sleeping bag. I have mulch in my crannies. Let's place the floor plan over here, I think, and we'll just put that in. Oh, the door's on the other side. Tee-hee. There we go. I'll put that in right there. Villager's house. How complex are you going to be? Wood pieces, stones, reed fibers, all kinds of things that need to be farmed. So to me, it sounds like it's time for us to go on an adventure. Unfortunately, my inventory is full, so I'm going to dump some stuff off at the collection point. I saw this had its own inventory, so let me manage things for a second. Next up is we got to track down a water supply, but luckily we've settled ourselves right next to a lake. So hopefully that'll take care of it. I see a point of interest over there already that we need to take a look at. And mainly what I need are reeds. So we've got water inside of our bottle. Yep, just keep adding it. I don't know how many times I can add it. Oh, that's my hygiene. That's not my water meter. I gotta wash my nutty bits. Okay. So I guess I'm just stinking this place up like masculine hamburger right now, dude. My musk. Just fulfilling the legend. What's up with this little hut over here? Is there anything good inside of it? Let's look inside this little, I mean, there's a pretty dope looking chest in front of it. It's got 19. Oh, there's a whole, like, venison steak in there? Nice, dude. What does that say? Dude, that's an entire book. I was just trying to get some context right now. I wasn't trying to read A Tale of Two Cities. Good God. Anything else laying around? Storage crate with a few extra little goodies inside of it. Can't take that person's washing. Can I open the door? Door don't open. Oh, there's another chest right there, and I almost missed it. It's got bandages and bread inside of it. But what kind of bread are we talking about here? Are we talking about a sweet roll? Are we talking about rye? Are we talking about sourdough? Help me get into, you know, let me feel, I'm a big bread fan, okay? I would say the number one thing at every potluck that I eat more than anything else is probably just bread rolls. I love bread rolls, man. I can't get around them. I like buttering them. I like putting jam on them. I put some cranberry sauce on them things. I don't even care. Just deliver the bread to my face. Oh, human cages. The Hill of Sacrifice.
Seen enough of those already.
Okay. You will find places that are plague sites. Corpses can turn into plague sites. You have to build a cremator to avoid chunks of the map getting corrupted by the battles that you fought in. Okay. That's very, very on theme. We definitely need some more reeds. And I didn't get a good look at the last one that I looked at because it was... Oh. Yeah, they've got like a big Aztec sacrificial stone over here. I'll take your metal for sure. Give me that. What else you got in here? A little bit more metal. A little bit more metal. Okay. But I definitely need to learn to visually identify reeds. I grabbed the other one in the dark without really getting a good look at it to figure out what it looked like so that I can see its silhouette as I'm moving through the foliage here. Let me look around a little bit more. Is that it? That looks like a reed to me. Hey, these are reeds right here. Okay. So now we're killing it. I think I have the stuff I need to build the house except for logs. Chop down a tree real quick and then we'll go get that cabin put together. Okay, now I swear this time I actually have all this stuff. This time I've actually accomplished the task that I set out to accomplish while I was in the midst of, oh my God, I was wrong again. That's fine. I've got this stuff on me for one more rope. Let's just put this double wide together so that we can start getting some hill folk moved on in. I was sort of on a certain level hoping that when I took a bath, my character would get less dirty. Nope, he's still filthy. He's still got like mud all over his face and everything. Yeah, we'll get some rest in a minute. Can I sleep in here?
Good. Now, this island is full of people looking for a purpose. I'm sure that if you explore a little, you'll find people willing to join us. Just be mindful of who you bring back here. Not everyone will attack you on sight, but that doesn't mean they're not a threat.
I'll keep that in mind, Boulder. Thank you.
Can't even sleep in the house that I just built. I guess it's peasants only. It's okay. Real nobility sleeps inside of a garbage shanty outside the rest of the village. That's what nobility does. We just broke past midnight, and that's when my character conveniently decided to wake up. They're definitely going to need to balance sleeping. It seems to run out super quickly. I don't know if there's skills or anything we're going to be able to... Oh, it does. It looks like we've got skills at some point that are going to be added to the game, but for the purposes of this playtest, they're not in just yet. Let's take a second and we'll pick a heading. I mean, it looks like to the north of us, there's some people around, or at least another village. Let's see if we can find a villager up to the north. That feels like a solid starting play for us right now. Unfortunately, I can't leave the village at night because it's too cold and my clothing sucks. I'm not set up in that Canada Goose. I'm not on that North Face life yet, and so I am where I am. So I don't really want to wait for morning, so I figure we'll just break out a torch and head that way. Says we need to go kind of in this-ish direction in order to find more people, but I am seeing other people's light up there in the distance. Or maybe that's just a roadside torch. Kind of hard to say. Grab some cotton while we're on the way, too. But we need to find these villagers and get ourselves a little bit of social interaction. No point being in a village if you're going to be all by your lonesome. I wonder if it's just this guy that it wanted me to talk to, because it said there's potentially a village over here. It's got to be this guy, who's just kind of passively ghosting his way through a rock right now.
So much death out there.
I have a village you could live in. Do you mind if I ask you some questions? Sure, what do you want to know? You got any skills? I can work as well as anybody else. Is that not good enough? I don't have any more questions, so can I join? Sure, why not, man? Great. By the way, my name is Theobald Talbeck. What job you want me to take? Go ahead and gather wood, I guess, for the village. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Oh, he puts clothes on. Look at that. He's no longer hanging brain out here. So I'm guessing the miniskirt is a mark of shame for anyone that has not been claimed to live inside of a village yet. Now we got to get a builder's hut up and rocking. But once the sun comes up, I kind of want to go out and see what combat feels like before we adjourn for the day after fooling around with the playtest. I'm about like an hour into recording and like fiddling with stuff right now, and I still haven't fought anybody or done anything interesting. Is that a plague building? Oh yeah, we definitely don't want to go inside of there. Nothing good is going to happen inside the cranberry mist down there. That's going to be bad. Oh, who is this guy? Hold up, somebody just rocked up on our village. Who's this dude? Locked? He's got to be a peddler. He's got that I'm a peddler in a video game look to him. He's got the backpack. He's got all that stuff going on. Oh, he's locked until... Okay, so we're going to be earning money at one point or another. If I, like, add the cotton on in there, will he pay me for it? He will? Well, here, take a bottle of beer. Yeah, add that to the trade. There's no, like, shift click or anything right now. You gotta, like, singularly add one thing at a time, which, once again, is gonna be something they really, really need to streamline. Actually, it doesn't look like I can afford anything on him right now. Makes sense. I'm basically a homeless guy with a stone axe wandering around the wildlands, just preying upon anything that gets in my way. But let's see if we can find ourselves some combat and throw down for a minute. I found like a little training area, but I don't see any guys around using it. Maybe there'll be some loot or something around here, though. Whole bunch of random seeds inside the crate. What you got inside this one? Seeds. Okay. Some more metal. If we ever get ourselves up to like a bloomery or anything else like that, I'm sure the metal's going to be really, really useful. See the canopy? I have a house over on this side, too. Activate stealth mode. Okay, I'm all stealthed up now. I'm stealthed up. He doesn't know that I'm here. Can I, like, stealth assassinate people? I'm guessing these guys are hostile since it told me. There's a couple of guys over here, but I don't know if I can, like, sneak in on them and go get... Uh-oh. That meter filled up pretty quick. All right, let's do this thing, bro. Let's throw down. It's about that time. So there's like a jiggle. Oh, I got one of them, but he got me. I died and lost XP, so I'm back in the saddle. I'm all healed up, and I'm ready to reclaim my stuff. But it looks like all the enemies respawn when you die, so it's got a little bit of like, not like a Dark Souls thing going on, but it does look like you can't just whittle down camps by throwing yourself at them and killing like one or two enemies at a time and then just returning, suicide running into it over and over and over again. I do need to figure out how to get my stuff back. I think that's my body right there. And I just want my body. That's it. I just want all my stuff. Just, oh, it all falls on the ground individually? Oh, that's a terrible mechanic. Don't do that. There should be like a bag on the ground that instantly gives you all your stuff back. Why would you do that? Oh, that's just clunky. Definitely don't do that. That would be my advice. He had a knife, though, and some Band-Aids on him, so I'm going to grab those. Is this guy separated far enough from his homie that I'm not going to get aggro of all of them? Let's see if he comes over. Does everybody come over? Okay, so they've got like a shout radius. Gotcha. I can't block because I don't have a shield, and apparently a shield is required in order for you to use blocking. Ooh, you can slip and weave them, though, but it does put a weird jiggle on the camera every single time. You see that? It puts like recoil on the camera like you're firing a gun whenever you swing. Also, get rid of that. That's also awful and makes the combat feel bad. And the combat's not super good to begin with. Like, the slipping felt pretty good. I'll give him a pass on that front. Like, slipping the enemy's shot like that was pretty cool. But the act of swinging, hitting enemies, not quite reactive. Oh, I need a torch to burn the bodies. Okay, let's aggro this guy real fast, and then we'll see if we can loot out his camp and take all of his stuff. Oi! Come here. You and me, buddy. Mano a mano. 1v1 me. Right now in the wildies. Got my rune plate on. I'm ready. Okay. Little slip right there. Little slip right there. What you got for me? What you trying to do? Oh, God, he cut my face. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Oh, dude, come on. I hit the slip button. I slipped it. I slipped it. But having now played, I guess, for about 90 minutes, my first impressions are kind of in the meh category at the moment. Everything here with this game kind of feels hammered together and utilitarian. Like, there's a lot of survival game omissions from the UI and gameplay that other fully fledged products already have implemented that sort of have me leaning towards a no for right now. Little things like the tightness of the mouse sensitivity. There's no way to fix it inside the game. The chugginess of the game's performance, the simplistic combat, the general cheap feel to the game just as you're navigating through menus and moving around the landscape. These are all things that I think are going to need to be seen to before the game releases to a wider market, and as of right now, I don't think that it competes with things like Medieval Dynasty, Sengoku Dynasty, Bellwright, all of those games out there that are working on a similar premise. It's got nice art, it's got some good voice acting, and it's got a really good premise, but unfortunately I think there's a lot of work to be done here. You can't multi-craft items, you can't chain craft items, general menu navigation has a loosey-goosey, sometimes sticky, sometimes works, sometimes doesn't feel to it. There's not a lot of feedback from the UI, for example, when you drink a drink. There's no sort of flash or anything on the item to let you know that you activated it, so you've got to like listen for the sound effect, and even then it's kind of like, combat needs to be heavier, it needs to be more sophisticated, it needs to have more mechanics to it, possibly reanimated to imply that weight, and so there's going to be some things to get this game over the hump. It's always good to remember that games don't release into a vacuum, and all games of a similar type are in competition with one another for the limited amount of player attention that is out there in the greater gaming community, and that's before we even talk about most people having X amount of money to spend on games per pay period, and by that measure, I think there's just better things out there. I fully realize that this is just a playtest. I don't know how early of a playtest that this is, but like for right now, I don't think I would play it over Conan Exiles or, you know, something like Bellwright. I'm willing to wait and see what they do with it, as this is just a playtest. We don't know if they're years out from release or if they're releasing in 6 months. I wouldn't recommend it. There's a lot of things to work on here to get the game feeling good and get some weight into the overall experience. But I suppose we'll see. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, it was Nested Lands. Tomorrow it'll be something else. Bye, folks.